let's move on to the team that, runs the city. That is the Chicago Bears. The Chicago Bears, we are officially 13 days away from the 2025 NFL draft, which means we are this time 2 weeks from now, Caleb Williams will officially be the quarterback of this team. Right now, all the smoke is about who's going to be the 9th pick. And now there's rumors. We heard from Brad Biggs of the Chicago Tribune that there's rumor that the Bears might trade up to pick 4 or pick 5 to go grab them. Phenom, in my opinion, the only generational talent in this draft, Marvin Harrison Jr. We all know that the Arizona Cardinals are trying to trade back. There's rumors that the Los Angeles Chargers might be trying to trade back as well. And that puts the Bears in prime position. And the Bears have a lot of picks next year. We do know from everything that we heard that the Bears are probably it's an amazing chance that the Bears are not going to trade back because they want to get them a day one starter now. And if Caleb Williams is as good as they expect him to be, you will never be in this position again to draft not only once in the top 10, but definitely not twice in the top 10. So you get you a guy who can go out there and dominate and start right away. And then you just worry about building the rest of this through free agency in the next year. You got 9 draft picks, 2 second rounders and 1 first rounder. And so you have that. Marvin Harrison just had his top 30 visit the other day, actually yesterday at Hallis Hall. And there's been a lot of smoke about that. I'll say this before I give it to you. Do I think that Marvin Harrison Jr. is in need? No. I think the wide receiver room is very good. If you go into training camp and regular season with this wide receiver roster that you got right now, I'm satisfied with it because I feel like you're gonna get a wide receiver. I do think that I'm not going to put them out the realm possibility for trading up. I don't know if they'll trade up to 4 to get Marvin Harrison Jr. Maybe they'll trade up because they feel somebody else is going to take Roma Dunze, or maybe there's a chance to go grab Elite Neighbors. But if the Bears get Marvin Harrison Jr., that's not a home run. That's a grand slam. And I know that a lot of people say that they need to get another edge rusher to match up with Montez Sweat and things like that. And I'm not opposed to that. I do think the Bears, one way or another, are going to walk out of this draft with 2 day one starters. And that's something that's amazing. But Marvin Harrison Jr. takes this offense to really, really good to unstoppable. If you give Caleb Williams in year one, the offensive line he's got right now, which is a defense and an emerging offensive line, you give him DJ Moore coming off a career year. You give him Keenan Allen coming off a career year. You give him Marvin Harrison Jr. to go with that running game of DeAndre Swift and Khalil Herbert and Roschon Johnson, and you bring in Shane Waldron's system. I mean, you don't need that pass rush to be elite anymore at this point. They just got to be decent because they're going to put up so many points, and it's going to be like nothing we've ever seen on the lakefront. So I'm personally with it. I know it's going to cost a pretty penny, but that's why you have 9 draft picks for. I am not a draft pick hoarder. If there's an opportunity to get you a guy as dynamic as Marvin Harrison Jr., I believe you do it, and I believe there's a chance that it could be in play. It could be in play. And I think that would be amazing, even though I don't look at it as a 100% need right now. I think that defensive end is way more of a need than that. But in an offensive league, man, if you can stack up on the offense, you're going to be fine. You have a chance to win as many games as possible and have a really good chance in the playoffs. What do you think about this rumor of them trading up to potentially get them a Marvin Harrison Jr.? And, how would you feel about them giving up assets for that?
I think it's perfect. I would do it. At this point, I don't care if you lead the draft with 3 people. I really believe that right now we should be in the process of adding prime assets. And I've been anti-trade back. And then a few months ago, I jokingly said it. But if you're going to go get Caleb, why not get Marvin too? If you have teams that are willing to move out of that 4 or 5 spot where you can move up and use some of that draft capital you have last year. And, that Carolina pick can truly be the gift that keeps on giving, especially if you give them like year 9 and Carolina's second from next year. Or do we have their second or their third next year?
We got their second.
Yeah. So
they have 2 seconds, like 2 seconds in the first and the one next year.
Yeah. So yeah, I would absolutely, consider doing that for Marvin Harrison if that's the guy you say you want. Now, I think the whole neighbors off the field stuff could be a team like the Bears trying to get him to fall so they don't have to pay as much. But as far as them going with a Marvin Harrison Jr., I think that would be amazing because it would show you that once again, Poles understands the pulse of the current NFL. And he knows you need multiple wide receivers. Yeah, our wide receiver room is good, but let's make it great. Let's make it as good as it can possibly be and add an elite blue chip young talent. And it also, one thing we've seen Ryan Poles flexibility. Because now it gives you flexibility, because if Keenan Allen leaves, then that rookie who has just learned from Keenan and DJ can now step up into that number 2 spot, and then you can get you a number 3. So I love it, and I actually hope they do it, because I think it's time for us to start making some splashy moves. Like we've been making the right moves, but let's make the right splashy moves.
That paper on display, haters old news, money on the other line, so I'm not gonna hold you. Money on the other line, so I'm not gonna.